Woohoo, we're live. Hello, everybody. Mary Grace here. I am here with the Social Register Network. We will give it a few minutes for people to pop in. But in the meantime, I'm so excited for you to be here because I get to talk about one of my most favorite topics, which is all about introverts. Because if you don't know, I'm an introvert. So today we're going to talk about effective networking that is comfortable for introverts like you and me, but also for people who are just not comfortable with networking. I feel like this presentation goes across the board. So, all right. In the comments, let me know where you're tuning from. I want to know that you're here. So I'm going to look at the comments. Let me know who's watching, and then we will begin. And also, if you have any questions, comments, anything you want to add to what I'm sharing today, let us know in the comments. Ava is behind the scenes and she's monitoring the comments. So we want you to be interactive with what we're doing today. We're all about building connection and we're all about interacting. So also introduce yourself if you haven't in the comments so other people know who you are and they know that you're tuning in. All right, so let's get started because now it is 2:01. All right, if we have not connected yet, of course, I'm going to introduce myself. Again, my name is Mary Grace Yniguez, and I did put the phonics there because a lot of people ask me, like, how do you pronounce your last name? And it's Yniguez. Mary Grace is my first name. It is 2 words, and I am a marketing and visibility strategist. I'm also an introvert. I am a mama and a wife, and I'm also the owner and CEO of Social Register Network. And that is my beautiful family down below. My son is the one in the white, and the gray is his girlfriend, and then we have 2 little Yorkies. So I want to talk about, we're going to get a little raw here. I want to talk about introverts and really what an introvert is. And I want to show you that it's possible for you to show up even being an introvert, even valuing meaningful connections and being one-on-one, or being someone who's more reserved. So I'm going to show you some photos of myself. This is when I was a COO, and I think also when I was the director, when I was working behind the scenes. You could already see in my demeanor, like even my smile, that I was a shy person. I was just like, okay, don't announce me, don't say anything to me, don't bring me up, nothing. You can tell in my demeanor. And I wanted to show you the difference because even in these photos, look at this. I am doing the wine. In my photo, just taking a photo with the previous CEO and another member, my demeanor of like how kind of reserved I am. And then if you look at this photo, I'm just like, yeah, I'm cheering people on. I'm like, don't bring me on stage. You can really see it. And so I wanted to show you where I was and where I am today, to show you that it is extremely possible to be someone who's an introvert, to be someone who is more shy and reserved, but someone who shows up 100% to make impact, but also connect with others. Because, as a business owner, it's important for you to get visible so that you can create those connections, those opportunities, but also increase those sales. Because, of course, you're not in business to do anything for free. You're here to make money and provide for your family. So I wanted to show you those past photos. Again, keep in mind, look at my demeanor and then compare it with how I'm showing up right now on camera. There's a huge difference. There's a huge difference when you let that introversion kind of take over yourself. And that's really what I wanted to talk about today, because what I want this to come out of you. Check out these photos. Like, that is just me. That is me in the raw. I am smiley. I always laugh. I'm always joking around. Even in this photo, I think I'm on stage speaking and I'm laughing with my partner, my co-host. I'm on a podcast and I'm laughing. I am truly me. And that really took some time. And that really, I had to give myself permission, because you don't need permission from anyone else, but you also need to give yourself grace that who you are is who people want to connect with. And I believe you can be an introvert, but also you can show up for you and you can show up for your business. Being an introvert has many different benefits, but also has different qualities that we possess. But I believe that those qualities don't need to take over your whole being, right? So if I am more a reserved person and I am more shy, it doesn't mean that I can't show up for my business or show up on camera right now to educate you. You need to know that as a business owner, and not you need to know, you need to remember, as a business owner, you chose to make an impact. You chose to lean into your purpose. And now your job is to speak up and show up for that. And so, regardless if you're an introvert or not, you need to find a way that is going to be comfortable for you to show up for you and your business, but also the people that you're going to impact. Because trust me, you can go from hiding to shining. Like, look at my demeanor and look at how I show up now. We don't want you to hide. We want you to shine. We want people to know who you are, what you do, how you make an impact in their life, and what is that product and service that you offer that's going to make a transformation and difference into their life and their business. So, in this webinar today, that is what I'm going to talk about. We're going to get you from hiding to shining, and we're going to get you to own your own style and grace. I don't want you to be anyone else. Just because you're an introvert doesn't mean you need to be extrovert. Doesn't mean that you need to be a certain way to show up for other people. I just want you to stop being the best kept secret, and I want you to shine. I want you to shine on. I want you to show up, and I want you to people to know who you are and what you do. So we're going to talk about that. And the reason why you want to show up, and please let me know if I'm going super fast because I can hear it in my voice. I get super excited. So let me look at the comments just to slow it down a bit. Hello, Dr. Logo, Christina from Fullerton, Taylor from Vegas, Monina in Orange County, Leanne in New York. Hello, everybody. Sherry in Las Vegas. Welcome, welcome. Please let me know if you're an introvert too. Obviously, this is a webinar for introverts, but it's, this can apply to everybody. But let me know if you relate to those photos. And let me know if you want to be someone who does want to show up for your business. Okay. So let me know in the comments and I'll look back at that. Now, it is important for you to show up, and it is because of the visibility that you need to get the word out about your business. And you know why? It is because if no one knows about you, no one can do business with you. If no one knows about you, they can't buy from you, right? And if no one knows about you, they can't offer you opportunities to be on podcasts, to speak at their events, or connections with other people for more exposure. And if no one knows about you, they can't reach out to you to become a power player of yours. They won't know what value you bring to the table if you don't show up. And this is why visibility is important. So yes, you're an introvert, but I want you to honor that you're an introvert, but also we need to kind of push through that so that we can make an impact and so people know who we are. And truly, that is what I've done in the last 3 years. And so I want to talk about what is an introvert. So I looked up the definition because we all know, if you're an introvert, you know what an introvert is, but the definition is a shy person. It's a person with qualities of a personality type known as introversion, which means that they feel more comfortable focusing on their inner thoughts and ideas rather than what's happening externally. They enjoy spending time with just one or two people rather than large groups or crowds. So, did you notice in this definition that I grabbed from Google, there is nothing about saying that you are not confident, that you can't show up on camera, that you have fear of showing up on camera or being in front of people and speaking. None of that is in the definition. And even though I'm missing a period at the end, I didn't cut anything out. I literally copied and pasted it here because I want you to know what an introvert is. And an introvert comes back to the way that we connect with people and what we value. It has nothing to do with showing up. It has nothing to do with networking and getting out there. There's just specific ways that you should do it so it's most comfortable for you. So I wanted to show you that definition that I didn't come up with, that I grabbed from Google, and there is nothing there about not showing up or being less confident or whatnot. So let's dive into what do you need to do then? If you're an introvert, what are some things that you need to do so that you can show up online and offline? And number one is honor you. You need to honor that there is a certain way that you like to network, There are certain things that you need to do to reset and recharge. There are specific events that align with you. Okay, I own a networking organization, but there's only two types of events that I love, even though we do a variety of them. There are only two events that really I am able to connect with people, and there are only two events where I am able to really build relationships, create those power players, and it's only two types of events where we sell membership. And that's how I know that not all events are for me. And so you need to honor you and figure out what do you need to do to reset and recharge, what kind of events align with you. And then the last two is you need to follow up. That is most important. You can't be doing all this work, whether you're an introvert or not, and you're not following up with the people that you're meeting at these events. Especially if you are speaking, if you're speaking on stage or you're doing a webinar, you should be following up with all the people who has attended that webinar and has supported you. And number 4 is no F's given. This is, it's easy to say, like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care what people say. But it's easier said than done. I know it. I know it firsthand because there are times where you're like, I don't know if I should wear that because I don't know what people are going to think. Or I don't know if I said that correctly. I already know myself. After this webinar, I'm going to ask Ava, was that okay? Did it sound okay? Did I go too fast? Those are, human things that we do. But I really want you to hone in on the no F's given because you want to attract exactly who you want to work with. And if you're acting a certain way or you're doing something different than aligns with you, you're not going to be happy with the clientele that you attract. It's going to be someone that, so for me, it probably be someone that doesn't laugh, who doesn't like to joke around and have fun and really kind of wing it sometimes. I don't attract those people who are very scheduled and very structured, even though my husband is, which is really funny. But I don't attract those people because they wouldn't want to work with me because I'm all about having fun. I'm all about like, okay, we got 2 hours. If we go 2.5, it's okay. Like I'm not going to die and you're not going to die unless there's something super important scheduled right after. So you showing up as you and not giving any F's is going to attract exactly who you want to work with. So that's why honor you is super bold on this page because that it comes down to that honoring you and who you want to connect with. You can't be someone you're not and attract your dream client, your power players, and the opportunities. If you're someone that you're not aligned with, you're trying to be something that you're not aligned with, you're going to attract those people that's going to drain your energy and it's going to feel like a chore and you're going to feel like, why did I get into this business? Because you're attracting those clients that you truly don't want to work with. And so the first step is to honor you. Okay. And let's talk about networking. A lot of people know that networking is important, but I want to really dive in why networking is crucial for your business. It's actually one of the number one things you should do in your marketing when you start your business, buy a business or get out there or whatever. Even if you come out of college, you should be networking. It is a way for you to build relationships with people in the community. It is a way for you to grow and build relationships with like-minded. It's a way for you to find mentors. It allows people to get to know you in the raw flesh. I talk about social media further down in this presentation, but when you're out there networking in person, or if you do get on a coffee chat, it allows you to connect with the person one-on-one. And as an introvert, that's what you enjoy. That's what you love. That's where you thrive. So networking will allow you to do that, for people to truly get to know you, but also for you to get to know other people. It is also a great way for you to find out how you can support other people. As an introvert and empath, I just don't feel like my heart gets so full when I'm able to give to others. So if people are giving to me and giving to me and giving to me, I always feel like, okay, well, what can I do for you? So going to networking events allows me to find out more about other people, what kind of businesses they own, and how I can support them with the expertise that I hone in. Um, Networking also allows you to connect with your community, whether it be virtually or in person. I like to stress the local community because if you are an online business but you're not going out there and networking with your community that you live in, then you may want to look at that, because you want to be known in your local community before you go big, right? So you want to make sure that you're getting out in your local community and connecting with them. The great thing about networking is that it's cost effective, but it's high value. So sometimes networking is free. It could be at a free event, it could be at a social event, it could be at a volunteering or a charity event. But if there is a cost, normally it beats the price of putting out a billboard or hiring someone to do all of your marketing for you. Networking beats all of that. If you are a new business and you are looking to market and get more visibility, you should be out there networking, whether it be in person or virtually. Networking also leads you to opportunities. So, networking is not always about the sale, it's not always about increasing your clientele. Networking is about you helping other people, but also getting opportunities for other things. So, a lot of things that I receive is opportunities to speak for other people's groups, do webinars like this, do workshops, be on someone's podcast. And guess what? All those things that I just shared lead to more visibility. You need more visibility so people know more about you. And all the things I just listed are things that are meaningful, they're intentional, they're purposeful. Those are things that you love as an introvert. Those are things that you want to tap into. Now, I talked about it. So it leads to visibility, obviously. I also want to talk about how networking is built on trust, it's built on connection, and it's built on authenticity. So, what that means is you show up as you. So, if you prefer not drinking or having a cocktail, don't have a cocktail. If you prefer wearing a purple blazer, wear your purple blazer. You show up in a confident, you show up in anything that's going to make you feel more confident, that is aligned to you and is authentic to you. We also want to remember that people want to connect with us because of who we are. So when you are networking, whether it be virtual and in person, you want to really be aligned with yourself. You want to just show up as you would show up at the grocery store. You want to show up as you would show up at your best friend's house. If you meet me, that's exactly how I show up when I show up at my best friend's house. When you meet me is exactly how I show up when my husband walks through the door. I'm just silly, I am just bubbly, and I say the craziest shit, and that's just me. I have really honed down that I just want to be me, because being someone else, that's a whole nother job, and you don't want to do that. And that is stressful. I didn't want to do that. And I want you to keep in mind when you are networking that you are giving more than you are receiving, right? So you are going to events to see how you can support other people. What kind of value can you give them? How can you support them? Who are some people you can connect with them, right? I want you to not go in with no agenda. So a lot of people, back in the day, people used to say, you know what, I'm going to go to create goals around networking and make sure I sell five of my products or five of my services. Scratch that. Get that out of your mind. Networking does not only lead to sales, it doesn't only need to lead to profits, it leads to other opportunities. So if you go in without an agenda, you leave without being disappointed, because I think one thing we need to remember is a lot of times we think that we go to networking for profit, and then we lose sight on actually what we got out of that networking event. And a lot of the networking events that a lot of people who leave my networking events, they always share with me, you know what, I had a bad day today, I really needed that, I really needed to get out of my house, I really needed to get out of my office. I met some great friends here. So it's usually never about what you're going in for. If you just remove the agenda out of it, just go in and experience the event, whether it be virtual or in person. I can hear my allergies acting up, so I apologize for that. So we talked about introverts, how we are, what we need to do, and we talk about networking and why it's important. But now I want to bring them together. You wanted to know, you joined this webinar because you want to know how to effectively do it as an introvert. And let me look at the comments because I see them coming in. I am a huge introvert, AJ. I would never have imagined that, like guess that, AJ, that you were an introvert. But the same for me, right? Like people are like, no, you're not an introvert. Monina says, I can definitely relate. Leanne, yeah, you're an introvert and extrovert. I can totally feel that. AJ, I have difficulty starting a conversation. How can I overcome that fear? We'll talk about the Q&A. And Leanne said, it's because of you, because it's because you of how magical your energy is. Thank you. So let's talk about the how to. So you want a list, you want to know how to do it, right? So as an introvert myself, I have realized that I don't like mixers. Ooh, drop the bomb, because that's what I host, right? I don't like mixers because when I go to other people's mixers and when I go to my own, I mean, when I go to my own, it's okay because I'm at the front and I'm welcoming people and a lot of, most of the people know me. So that's great. I get to connect with my members and all that. So that's wonderful. But when I go to other people's mixers, especially if it's not structured, there's no fun to it. So AJ actually does like a game at some of his networking events. And I love that because it allows you to connect. So straight up mixers where you just go to a mixer and you're just there for a cocktail and you go and try to navigate the room, that's not my cup of tea. And I have honored that. And I am solid on that. And I am letting the whole public know, even though I do host 3 to 4 of those a year, I don't enjoy those. So I, as an introvert, I'm sure you can relate. You let me know in the comments that you just feel kind of lost in those type of mixers and you don't feel like you can connect with people. So the type of events I highly recommend you check out as an introvert is structured events. Events that have purpose and aligns with you. This can be virtual or in person. And when I say that is, so for me, I enjoy networking events when the person who is hosting has some kind of agenda or structure, whether it be we're introducing ourselves and then we go into little pods, or whether they do speed networking like we do. So we do in person and virtual. Those events allow me to really connect one on one with people, but also I don't have to think about how I'm going to go introduce myself to other people. It just does not align with me. Now, if I had to go to a mixer, I know what to do, obviously, but it's not on my top of my list. I love the more structured events like speed networking, dinners. I do love workshops anywhere where we're learning, because everybody who's in that event is there for the same purpose. They're there to learn too. They are like minded. So I love those events. Let me see the comment. I guess I need to host another mixer now. Yes, you do. And so I really want you to try the different events and see which ones align with you. So I've been doing it for 15 plus years. I know exactly which ones I love. And so I want you to start off with the structured events because I'm pretty sure 98% of you who are listening have attended a mixer. If that works for you, wonderful. But if it doesn't, then I want you to step out of that and try the different events. Let's talk about social media too. So social media is a totally different webinar. Like I can talk about that for hours, but I'm going to touch on it just a little bit here so we can hit up the building relationships and getting social on social media. So number one is you need to show up in your content. Excuse me. Is number one. You need to show up in your content. It's a given. So if you want to talk about that, we can talk about that in a different webinar or connect with me. Number two is you need to reach out to your followers and you need to connect with them. So you are not trying to be an influencer. In many ways, as a business owner, you are influencing, but if you are a business owner, you want to connect with your people. So anyone who's following you, anyone you are following, you should be building a relationship with them. Social media is another way for you to get visible, but if you don't take it into the DMs and you're not taking out of social media, I'm pretty sure they are not a client of yours, they are not a connection, or they're not a power player, or they've never opened an opportunity to you, or you never opened an opportunity to them. So that's a waste of time, quite honestly, to be very frank with you. It's a waste of time. You're creating content for a waste of time. So I want you to make sure you're showing up in your content, you're reaching out to your followers, you're building relationships, and you're getting social on social media. That is why the word is in there. They want you to get social. Yes, posting the photos and posting what you're doing and what you sell and whatever, that's great. But if you're not getting social, the platform is not working for you. So you need to start getting social. I have webinars where I specifically share like what to say, what to do, how many times, that kind of thing. So that's like a separate one. Um, and so I will be sure to send that to you if you send me an email. And then the last piece is that if you're getting social and you're building relationships with people on your feed and in your following, then you should be inviting them to a coffee chat, whether that be virtual because you're not in the same city or in person if you're in the same city. You need to take this first step forward, reach out to people, let them know how much you appreciate all of their content. You would love to connect with them and see how you can collaborate or how you can support each other, is what I always say. So I just gave you a little snippet of another webinar, but I wanted to touch on social media because it's a huge piece to your networking, especially as an introvert, because that could be a place that you're super comfortable with. And then, of course, the follow up. This is an important part when you're going to events. You need to reach out to the people who stood out to you, and you cannot forget to do this. You cannot forget to do this because a lot of things I've heard in the past from anybody's events is, oh, networking doesn't work for me. And my next question is, okay, well, did you follow up with the people you met? And it's always a no, or, oh, I forgot. Oh, well, no one ever responds to me. You need to be more intentional with your follow up. So, what I do, so I'll give you a little snippet of that, is the very next day after my event or anyone's event I attend, the next morning I take it off. I take off that blocked time so I can reach out to all the people who has connected with me via my Hi Hello app or has given me a business card. I make sure that I send them an email that it was great to meet them and that I would love to connect with them further to find out how I can support them. You have to be intentional. This will get you to the place that you truly love. You love to do the one on one. I love the one on one. So when I'm reaching out, it's going to allow me to meet with them one on one so we can connect and find out how we can support each other. The next phase is you need to join a community. You need to find a organization, a group that aligns with you, that provides the structure to make you, to encourage you to show up. So you need to find the organization that aligns with you, but also I want you to look at the leader. I want you to see I want you to really do your due diligence and find out more about the person who owns the organization or leads this community or leads this group, and find out more about that person. Because if they don't align with you and they don't share the same core values, or you don't like the way they do things, or whatever, then that community may not be for you. And I think that's one of the biggest mistakes people have, is that people have that, what is that called? Shiny whatever syndrome, and they just join things. But if the events that they're producing doesn't align with you and the leader is a total blah and you don't align with them, then you shouldn't have joined that community. You want to make sure that the organization aligns with you. It's going to give you the visibility that you need, and also that they are supporting you, and also that the leader is someone that aligns with you. It doesn't matter, nice, not whatever the adjectives you want to use to describe the best leader. If they don't align with you, you don't want to join that community. The next piece of how you can get out there and network that feels good to you is give back. You can volunteer with organizations that you love, because you will most definitely meet like-minded individuals who are also business owners, because you guys are all there at the same, the reason why they're going to be like-minded, because they're supporting an organization that you love. They most likely love that organization too. It's a great way to remove yourself from the business element and really connect with people on a different level through giving back. So that is one thing that I love to do. And then the third piece is social events. Is, what do you love to do? Do you like to craft? Do you like to sew? Do you like to golf? Do you like to play basketball? Whatever it is, find events or things that are around your passion and your hobby, because you're going to be happy doing it. And whether anyone networks with you anyways, you're going to be happy doing it because it's your passion, but you get to meet more people who enjoy what you enjoy too. The connection is a different level. This is why I love doing events that are not just business focused, because if you do something that people have a common ground on, and then they essentially are going to start networking, the event is a success for me, because they're doing something that they love, it's pouring into them, but they also leave the event meeting other people. So, those are my tips around networking and how you can effectively network as an introvert, because I know I get a lot of questions on what kind of events I should be attending. And then I also do have something where we share like what to say and what to do if you do attend a mixer. There are some tips. If you do go to mixers and you don't really know how to navigate the room, I do have tips on that as well. So those are the few tips around effectively networking as an introvert. But the main piece I want you to remember is I want you to remember as an introvert, this is super important. Let me know in the comments if you agree, if this happens to you. So for the past, before I bought the business, when I was a COO, at every event, literally 24 hours, I would get sick. I would literally feel so drained. I would have a headache. My energy was gone. It was just, I would not feel well. And what I learned when I bought the business and I became the business owner and started doing all these things and then talking to more people is that was a lot of energy I was exerting. And as an introvert, you need to make sure that you're honoring who you are and creating a plan of how you can reset and regenerate. So let me know if that happens to you, because I know that a lot of people I connected with, that was a huge thing. When I would tell them, oh my God, after each event, I would get headaches, I would get super sick, I would feel so drained. And then a good friend was like, you're an introvert and you're an empath. So you need to figure out a way to reset and regenerate and fuel your cup again, fill your cup again. So let me know if that happens to you. And if you haven't realized this, you need to figure out how to reset and how to regenerate. And I want you to acknowledge it. Fill that cup and be okay with it 100%. So there are times where there's events back to back. But if I already went to an event yesterday, I unfortunately have to say no and decline the event the next day, because I have to honor myself. I know that I'm not going to show up 100% and be able to pour into other people and connect with other people if my cup is not full and I'm literally pounding with a headache. So I just make sure that I honor myself. You should be honoring yourself as well. Figure out what that reset and that recharge and regenerating thing is for you. It could be journaling, it could be meditating, it could be working out at the gym, it could be walks, it could be asleep. There's so many things that you can do to regenerate. And of course, I wouldn't close this out without telling you that you need to stop being the best kept secret. You need to shine on. Introvert or not, you need to figure out a way to get visible. Again, that definition didn't say that you had less confidence and you're afraid to show up on stages or do webinars or show up on camera. It just simply said that you had a specific way on how you value connection and how you really internalize things, but it didn't say anything about you not showing up. So you need to keep this in mind, that you need to stop being the best kept secret and shine on, so that people can really get to know you and they can know that they could do business with you. All right, so get your questions ready, but I do want to share more about Social Register. So if you aren't a member yet, if you are a business owner and you're not in one of our cities yet, we do have membership that starts at $35 a month. Literally, you will have access to all of our virtual events. And I do mindset power hours. We do webinars like these. We do virtual networking as well. I do also do specifically women networking events too. And guess what? You could try it for $10. So I'll go ahead and drop that link in the comment so you can have that. And if you are in person, if you are so those are all the benefits for the virtual membership. You get a community of business owners who support you, motivate you, and offer you insight. We have over 2,500 members across the nation. This is not a franchise. I own it outright. It's privately owned. So everything comes from the top from me. And trickles down to my team, and my team is amazing. So everyone you meet here is truly aligned with what we do. So I just wanted to let you know that. And when you're a virtual member, you have an opportunity to expand your visibility and exposure nationally. We have 2 monthly events for you a month that will allow you to network. You will have monthly workshops and webinars. You have a mindset power hour. You get access to the recordings of all these webinars. I'm not the only one teaching. I do bring on speakers and experts who teach as well. And then you also have an opportunity to be a speaker. And then you, of course, get some features and advertising and whatnot. Now, if you are someone who is in Orange County, Las Vegas, or Washington, D.C., we do have membership that is called our community membership, and it starts at $45 a month. It gives you everything that you receive in the virtual membership, but you also get the in-person events. And it's a nationwide membership. So if you live in Vegas, you want to go to my Orange County events, you are open and welcome to doing that, and they are complimentary. So all of that is included. And as you can see, there are some visibility access for you too, because we're all about getting the word out about you, whether it be through events, through our marketing, and through just, featuring you on social media. So let me know if you have questions about the membership. We're also going to go into the Q&A, and then I'm going to take a drink of water. So let me know if you have any questions here. I think there was one up here. This one. From AJ. I have difficulty starting a conversation. That's very hard to believe. AJ, how can I overcome that fear? So this is a common question I get a lot, and the fear is never going to go away. I'll be very, very honest with you. Even for someone like me, who everyone thinks that I'm okay with it, the fear is still there. When I'm in the car, I'm like, crap, what am I going to say? Do I look okay? What am I going to say when I walk in? The fear will never go away. So overcoming the fear, just scratch that. The fear will never go away. But you need to figure out what makes you feel confident. Is it having your hair a certain way? Is it a certain piece of clothing? Is it your question and what you say? One thing about me is I don't have strategy around that, because I truly just be myself. When I walk in, so of course, I make sure that I'm confident in what I'm wearing. I show up as my best self, but I just smile, literally. I walk in and I smile and I look at the first person. I usually get attention from someone because I'm smiling and we lock eyes and we connect. If that doesn't happen, then I just go up to someone. I'm like, hi, how are you? Oh, I love your dress. Oh, I love that. I find something that I can compliment them in. And I truly mean it. I'm not just going to choose someone and compliment them on a top that I'm just like, no, I am genuine. I reach out to the people that I actually have a true compliment for. So smile is the number one tip. Number two is find something you can compliment someone in. Or if you've seen them around, like, hey, I've seen you around. I would love, it's great to see you here type of thing. Hope that helped. My allergies are crazy. Okay. I don't think we have any questions. All right. Leanne says, thank you for such educational content and for pouring back to us. Thank you. All right. It doesn't look like we have any questions. So if you want to connect with me, I'm going to drop my name here. I am literally Mary Grace Yniguez on Instagram, on Facebook, on LinkedIn. Please connect with me, because it's not all about social register. I'm not just trying to sell you something. It's truly about the connection. I want to know who you are, how I can support you. I'm always looking for speakers, but I'm also looking for people to connect with my members. So ixnay the whole thing about thinking I'm going to sell you, because that's just not how it works. And quite honestly, not everybody aligns with social register. It may not align with your style of networking. So just connect with me. I would love to connect. Send me a message on Instagram, Facebook, or LinkedIn. I'm on all the platforms, and let me know if I can support you in any way or if you have any questions. All right, we're going to go ahead and close it out. Have a great rest of your week. Also, if you're a member, you can catch this replay in the Level Up Academy. We will have that up within 48 hours. And let me know if you guys have any questions. I'm going to head out because my allergies are killing me. I'm literally trying not to rub my eye right now. All right, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.